Right now we join Alison with a gentleman who visited with us. It must have been about a year ago, brought a lovely video which has been being played over the year. Let's join him now along with his better half.
Yes, Judy, it is really lovely to meet people who go overseas and do well and spread the message of joy that Trinidad and Tobago can give. And I'm talking about Errol Renaud. Good morning to you, Errol. Nice of you to come in. And as Judy says, your better half is here with you this morning. Janie, nice of you to drop in too. Errol, just give us a little bit of background for people who are not familiar with your story. You decided to leave Trinidad and Tobago and go off to Australia, or did that happen by mistake?
No, I was introduced to Australia by touring the world with the Trinidad Cavaliers, the Admiral Khan Cavaliers. And I spent a year performing in Australia and fell in love with the country, and in 1980 decided to go back and take the culture of Trinidad and Tobago, which was quite accepted down there, and you know, spread it around Australia, the South Pacific and the Asian countries.
Yes. Well, I understand though that Janie here dances with the group. She's your wife.
She does.
Now, Janie, you tell me, you're from Fiji?
That's right, Alison.
I don't want to ask how you met Errol because we're not here for romantic stories, but how did you get involved as a dancer with a West Indian group?
I see. Well, to begin with, I'm actually of Polynesian extraction. When I was very young, my parents used to take us to festivals, and you know, like, our dancing is all hip movements and hand movements. And I guess once you have rhythm, it's always in your blood. When we did migrate to Australia, I met up with Errol, and he said, well, I'm an entertainer. I thought, well, this is great. I can use my skills now. And in that, all these years we've been together, and every time I've come, I've always sort of joined up with some sort of dance company here, mainly Ujama dance company up at Kokorit, and just learning the dances and you know, sort of a lot of stuff like that, and going back and working with Errol, and believe me, it's really great having to work, you know, with your partner.
Of course, it's very nice because you have the best of both worlds. Then you can work together as well as play together. Errol, you are pushing what, as you called it, the culture of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, you're not just stopping at steel band; you've moved into other areas as well.
Yes, I sing. I play the steel drum, and as you know from years ago, I'm a pretty good limbo dancer. So my show involves the whole aspect of calypso, soca, steel band music, and the limbo dance, and also the calypso and other forms of cultural dances of the islands.
Yes. I would imagine that, as Janie says, that, you know, it's once you have the rhythm, you go with it anyway. But I would imagine that the calypso beat, or even the use of a steel drum, you know, for somebody to see someone playing the steel drum, must be quite a shock or something very new to the Australian community.
Yes, the steel drum always intrigues anybody. I mean, just the mere fact that the song comes out from a metal drum and sounds so musical, you know, the tones are so good that everybody's always, you know, blown out by the sound of the steel drum.
Mm-hmm. So that you have no problem finding an audience each time to be receptive.
I mean, that's why I've remained in Australia for so long, 10 years, and it's great, you know, working down there, and really, because Australians don't get the sound of calypso and sort of on their radios and television, so I'm down there trying to bring it to them sort of live, and it's working. It's working.
Your brother is JJ Renaud.
JJ, yes.
Is he in the same band you're with, or you're different acts?
JJ has been working independently for the last few years. He just came back from Japan last few weeks ago, and he did 6 months down there in Tokyo. But JJ and myself has got a project going this year. We're coming back together. We worked about 5 years ago together, and he went off independently. Now we're coming back together. I'm going to take one of my other brother here, Errol, and we're going to get the Renaud family going and keep on spreading it down there in Australia.
So we could look out to hear about the Renaud name in Australia and other parts of the world too. You tend to market.
Yes, yes.
All right. Janie, seeing that you're so involved in the performances, can you give me an idea about the types of places or the kind of organizations that would call your group in to say, come and entertain us?
I see. We've done lots of big gigs back in Australia. We worked for the Sheraton Hotel, the Hilton Hotel, up in Brisbane, along the Gold Coast, A lot of private companies, around Christmas time, they usually want parties. And last year was a very big theme on the Caribbean, and we were very flat out working, about 6 days a week. Sundays was sort of our rest day. It's very popular. People love it. Every time you talk about calypso music, they talk about Harry Belafonte and all these other people. I must say Errol is about the only ambassador from Trinidad that's exposing calypso, soca, that sort of music.
Okay,
Yes.
now Errol told us, and we do remember that he's an excellent limbo dancer. Have you managed to learn the art of limbo dancing as yet?
Yes, actually, he's taught me. I can't go as low as him, but I do a bar in the actual show, so
Yes.
I must be doing pretty all right.
All right, and we look forward one day to you all coming and showing us what you can do. How long do you plan to stay in Trinidad, Errol?
Well, I've only got, I'm counting days at the moment. I've got 11 days to
Yes,
go.
just 11 days left. But you were here for Carnival?
I was here for Carnival. Jenny played mass for the first time.
Which band did you play with?
Max Awon.
Oh, lovely. So you had a good time.
That's right.
That's wonderful. I think it's important because from what Janie just said, that a lot of people, as soon as they hear calypso, they think of Harry Belafonte, which really is, I can't say it's a bad image, but it's not really the true image of calypso and soca. Do you spend time like you have just spent in Trinidad learning the current soca music?
Oh yeah, that's why I come that often, Alison. I come to keep in touch with the music. I think it's very important for any Trinidadian who is spending or spreading the culture abroad to be back as often as they can to keep the trend, keep the new sound and go out there and expose it.
It's very different now, the soca music,
It
very
is,
different
it's
to calypso.
progressing, yeah.
I want to thank both of you. It's been lovely meeting you, two very charming people, and it's lovely to know that you're doing such good work for Trinidad and Tobago overseas. And Janie, I mean, you've spent so many times in Trinidad. Apparently it's your 4th visit.
That's right.
And I thank you for loving our country.
Thanks
Okay?
for having us.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for being my guest. Well, there you have it. Two people who are doing some wonderful work in Australia promoting Trinidad and Tobago.